Could you identify what that item is for the jury?
1.1.2.
1.002. I have it as 01.002.
I think you're permitted to lead him a little bit if you want, Mr. James.
Yes, this was a nail scrapings. I have that, Your Honor. It's a Petri dish labeled left nail scrapings from OCME case 19-02659, labeled as Jane Doe.
And the jury's already been heard that Jane Doe has been identified as Riley Crossman. And you said this was the left nail scraping?
Yes, sir.
And those left nail scrapings were positive for blood, is that correct?
They were.
And item number 01.003, is that the right nail scraping?
Yes, sir.
And was that also positive for blood?
That's correct.
01.002.02 and also 01.003.01. I believe this has been previously identified by Mr. Smith as the fingernail scrapings of Riley Crossman. Do those numbers match up to your lab report?
So item 1.2.1 are 2 consecutive swabs from left nail scrapings, OCME 19-02659. And item 1.3.1 are 2 consecutive swabs from right nail scrapings, OCME 19-02659.
And Mr. Miller previously testified that they were positive for LMG, which stands for what?
LMG is a leukomalachite green test that our processing section performs to indicate the presence of blood.
Were you able to determine a DNA profile from the fingernail scrapings?
So the DNA, there was DNA present on the fingernail scrapings. However, that sample was not moved forward through further DNA testing, as no male DNA was detected on the left nail scraping swabs or the right nail scraping swabs during our quantitation stage.
So you were able to eliminate a male from that DNA testing, correct?
There was no male DNA detected on that item, yes.
All right, now for some analysis, let's bring in our legal analyst guest standing by in Minneapolis, Minnesota, criminal defense attorney Joe Tamburino. Joe, always great to have you on the program. Welcome back. And I want to really tap into your experience both as a criminal defense attorney and as someone who formerly served as a prosecutor on this one. As we're nearing the end, the question always becomes, has the state proven its case? Give us your assessment, if you would, please.
Hi, Julie. Thanks for having me on. Yes, I think they have proved their case. What you just saw and what you played back, which was a very good clip about the male DNA not being found, of course, that is helpful to the defense. However, there's so many other things that have come out, which is the substance that was found on her body could be matching the substance in the truck, how the truck had a cadaver smell that the dog that was able to alert on. There's just a number of things. And of course, the defendant's inconsistency. Because let's face it, when a defendant decides to talk to the police, sometimes that's the best evidence against them.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that the truth, Joe? Absolutely. I want to pick your brain about something that I have thought might be the motivation, and now after some testimony that just came in, I'm feeling more and more sure about it. For those viewers who just may now be tuning in, there was an important witness called before the break, a former jailmate, I should call him, of the defendants. Jeremy Mongold is his name. And Jeremy also knew Riley Crossman, the victim in this case. Apparently they would go to church together. And Jeremy gave testimony that the defendant would repeatedly ask him if he had any nude pictures of Riley, 15-year-old Riley, his girlfriend's daughter. Joe, hearing this, it just really makes me all the more convinced that this crime had a sexual motivation. I want you to weigh in on that, please.
I completely agree with
At any
you.
point in time, did Andy McCauley come up and ask you any questions about Riley Crossman?
Yes.
What did he ask you?
He asked if I ever got nude pictures of her and how I knew her.
All right. So let's start with the second one first. Did you tell Andy McCauley how you knew Riley Crossman?
Yes.
Let's go into the other question. What was your response to Andy McCauley with receiving nude pictures from Riley Crossman?
No.
And did you told him no?
Yes.
Did he quit at that point in time with asking you that question?
No.
Did he ask you the question again?
Yes, multiple times.
How often?
A couple times a week.
Would he not leave you alone?
No.
At some point in time, did you change your answer?
Yes,
And why was that?
because he wouldn't leave me alone.
And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, did you ever receive nude photographs of Riley Crossman?
No, sir.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, so that was the look back at the testimony from this man, and apparently we had a little bit of a scrivener's error in translation. Apparently his name legally is Dominique. We said Jeremy previously, but just to clarify, that is the jailmate. And Joe, I was just asking you before the clip rolled if you think this could be potentially the motivation for the crime he's accused of.
Yes, absolutely, because this relates back to how they found the body. Remember, she didn't have a bra on, her shirt was pulled up, her blue jean shorts were unbuttoned or partially pulled down. So we can only assume from that, from the way she was found, that this was some type of sexual assault. How far it got, we don't know. And then when you add on the jailhouse person saying, this guy's asking me about nude pictures of a juvenile, it's terrible for the defense. Absolutely terrible.
Really is, Joe. Truly disgusting. I know I've seen many viewers reacting, and we appreciate all of you sharing your thoughts on Twitter as well as you do when you're watching the program. Many have just thought it was like there was an opportunity there for him because mom's not home, his girlfriend's not home, the daughter's alone, she's in her bedroom. We know she's scared from those text messages. We know we're going to hear more about this coming out later today because her boyfriend is going to be giving some testimony.